Hello, good evening and welcome back to the channel. My name is Andy and we are live here this Monday evening with the NXTGEN Racing GTSport Chloe Hewitt Cooper Cup. It is round 2 from Brands Hatch. The round that was meant to happen last Monday night, but the PlayStation Network went down just before we were due to go live, so the race got postponed until this evening. So we have the usual action here of 2 races. First race, a shorter race where it is no fuel, no tyre wear, medium tyres on. The second race, a longer race where the drivers have free rein to choose the tyres they wish, but they are 10% wear and 8% fuel wear with a 70 litre starting tank. So it's going to be very, very interesting here this evening to see who can come out on top. And the proceedings, we're currently on qualifying for the first round, the first race of tonight's second round. Just to bring you up to speed with the standings so far. Top of the standings is NGR Game Ranger, who there he is, having just gone into the beach. I expect to see a few people putting up sandcastles in there this evening. He tops the standings with 39 points. GTP Ripcross is second. There he is in the stand-up to cancer machine. He's second on 34, followed by Dino Blaster, who is on 33 points. NGR Cutler, who is there on the track coming through the last sector just now in the A-Reeve Motorsport machine. He's in 4th place in 28 points. We then have NGR Bigsy, who is in 5th place, and currently 5th place in the qualifying session at the moment. He's in 22 points. And NGR Cuddles, who is obviously driving the Chloe Hewitt machine, he is in 6th place in the championship at the moment. So that is your championship standings here just now as we're going in and through the first qualifying session for race 1. As I say, this is the shorter race, and you can see at the moment, if I just bring the standings up, Psychodynamic is top of the standings at 53.2 from Ripcross in 2nd, Gamer Ranger in 3rd, Dino Blaster in 4th, and Bigsy in 5th. El Ritchie's there that you've seen in 6th place. He is driving in the car that is normally driven by Happy HPK, who's not here now. El Ritchie's, that's Lewis Ritchie's. He's designed the majority of the liveries for this series that we're seeing here, especially the ones that are true to life to the Cooper Cup series in the UK, and a fantastic job he's done. But funnily enough, as he jumps up to 4th place, this car's not one that he designed, so there you go, a little bit of trivia already. But this is a 15-minute qualifying session as Rick Lewis goes off into the gravel, and it is this man, top of the standings at the moment, Psychodynamic. He wasn't in round 1 first time round, but he is here this evening for the second round. He's taking a bit of rally crossing there in his car, so that's certainly not something he'll want to do too much during the race itself. Ripcross in second in that stand-up to cancer machine. Now, won the second race, the longer race at Dragon Trail last time out 2 weeks ago, and obviously sitting second in the championship, so very good opportunity for him to gain some points. He's looking very quick as well, just been watching the practice session with these guys, and he is looking pretty good also. Game Ranger was the one who won race 1 at Dragon Trail by the slimmest of margins after a fantastic battle with NGR Cutler last time out, so he'll be looking strong, leads the championship at the moment, so he'll be looking for another good result in the GS Motor livery, which is driven in real life by Neil Arnell, I think it is. I can't pronounce that, my handwriting is terrible, so I do apologise if I just completely ruined your name there, Neil. 5th place, TC Fredo, taking it easy. Now you'll notice the livery, there's a lot of sinking going on in the background. Fredo there is actually Freddie Hewitt, this is Chloe's brother, and the livery he's driving, he's trying to get out of the beach at the moment, is a variation of Chloe's car livery that she actually drives, except it's just got the leopard skin print on it instead, so you'll certainly notice that one when we find NGR Cuddles. There you go. So if I jump to Cuddles, you can see there it's a similar sort of livery, just instead of the zebra print is done in leopard print instead, and Freddie still having some struggling there at the top of the hill at Graham Hill Bend. There is NGR Cutler. He was in one of the NGR machines last week, moves into the A Reeve Motorsport machine for this week, so keep an eye on his progress as well. Very good results for him. He's obviously up in the championship standings also, so we'll see how he goes on this evening. But if you are watching us, don't forget to leave anything in the chat. I will try to keep up to speed with everything as we're going along as well. We are expecting it to be fast and frantic around the Brands Hatch Indy circuit. You can obviously see the map in the top corner. It is the shorter version of the track, so 53-54 second laps as Cutler goes up into 5th place at the moment. And we're expecting it to be very, very quick laps around here, so we'll keep an eye on everything going on. It's bound to be a really interesting race so here this evening on GT Sport. It's still Psychodynamic that is top of the standings at the moment. Game Ranger's moved up into 2nd place in the GS Motorsport machine. Bit of lag going on there though for him. He's just left the room also, so hopefully he'll be back in very shortly. That moves Lewis up into 3rd just now in the standings, with NGR Cutler now 4th, Fredo into 5th place, and he's going very wide in that machine coming down through Paddock Hill Bend, so we'll see what's going to go. Josh Harper there in the chat, which is Scorpio Dirge. I'll be out due to electrical issues. I seem to have been having some issues earlier on in the practice lobby, so it's a shame that's the case, Josh. Hopefully you'll enjoy the coverage from myself, but it's always better to see you in the action outright. There's Dino Blast. He had a great battle last time out as well. Look at this, Bigsy and Cuddles getting involved already, coming through the last couple of corners, and that was I don't know who that was, running very wide there at the last corner, but not what you want to be doing here at Brands Hatch. As Bigsy comes across the line now to set a lap time. He's at 8th place at the moment. Can he improve on that lap time? Nope, that was a much slower lap time from him, so keep an eye on that. There is Scar Wars, sorry. Ugh, goodness me. He is Andy Faraday. So he missed out last week. I believe he's in the NGR machine that you would have seen NGR Cutler in last time. Currently 5th place for Andy at the moment, so I'm sure he'll be pretty happy with that as he goes off track and takes a little bit of a detour on his travels, probably going back to pit lane before long. Bigsy in 8th. There is NGR Cuddles and Chloe's machine in 8th place at the moment. Surreptitiously, the Glaswegian. I love the helmet design. I'm just going to pop this up here for a moment. There you go. 10th place at the moment, paying homage to the late great Colin McRae with that blue and yellow Subaru Impreza 555 style helmet cap there. So fantastic little memorial there to the late great Colin McRae. If in doubt, flat out, as we catch the Plumster taking the cones out there at the last corner, so not what he wants to be doing, as Psycho Dynamic, the current provisional pole sitter, comes through and takes over. Dino Blaster down in 12th, just got kicked out there. Ripcross down in 13th, so obviously a few connection issues for a few, because they were up the order early doors, but they're obviously now at the back and in pit lane, so keep an eye on that with Psycho. Oh goodness me, Game Ranger, that's a massive amount of lag going on there for the 2nd place car at the moment, getting back into the lobby. There's Lewis Plumsters off the track there in turn 1, Paddock Hill Bend, as Lewis does the same thing into the gravel and jumps into the pit lane. Right, here is Fredo coming through 4th place at the moment. We'll just jump here, you can see the lap times. 1 second separates the top 9 at the moment as Fred comes through the final corner. Can he improve from 4th place? 4 times down at the moment on Psychodynamics pole position time. Can he improve? He is half a second down on this particular effort, so he will go again and see what happens here. And you can see the chat going on about Game Rangers. A little bit of lag going on there as Fred gets it very wide. He's jumped up to 3rd, so we're having a few issues with lag here, and that is Scar Wars still off in his wee little detour. He's decided to have a picnic out there by the looks of it. So he is currently 5th place, so maybe he's pretty happy with that, you never know. Here comes Bigsy in the AST suspension machine, coming through the final corner now. Can he improve on 6th place? He is in the AST livery, run by Andy Godferry in the real life series. 39-year-old from Surrey. Bigsy here, heading towards the start and finish line. Can he improve in 6th place? No, he cannot, but not far off. Only just try 2 times down there on the current fastest lap that he's done, so he's got a place to improve. Very interesting helmet design there with the Care Bears on it. Whatever floats your fancy, as you say. There's NGR Mard Marshall in the Sparks machine, and you can see there, no helmet design for Mad. Oh, there it goes. It's just a nice, simple, plain white one. Nothing wrong with that. Surreptitiously, in 9th place, a Glaswegian coming through. Catch Me on the licence plate as usual there for the Glaswegian estate with that Colin McRae style helmet livery. The Plumster is 11th place at the moment, and that's very, I like that one actually. It's a very good helmet design, that. Scorpion Dirge in 12th at the moment. Very simple black helmet livery. Never got a chance to do this last week because I didn't have a keyboard, so now I do have one. There's Dino Blaster, his helmet there at the side. So I'm going to try and get some replays into this as we go along, try and make it a wee bit more enjoyable for you in the race. But Psychodynamic is still the leader of the pack at the moment. We're going to jump on board with him just now. He comes into Paddock Hill Bend, very easy to get it wide and run very wide. Just about done, caught the gravel there, just got away with it. Up the hill towards Graham Hill Bend, you can let gravity help you out. Cuddles off to the side in the sand trap, down to 3rd gear, and then using the curb on the exit down the hill, and then the left-hander. Easy to get your braking wrong here, very easy to run wide, but Psychodynamic using all of the curbing in the AstroTurf possible, and gets a nice clean powering out off that corner. Yellow flags ahead, you can see Binksy at the side of the road there as well, through this little chicane here, and then down the gears. Very tricky to get the braking right through here for Clearway's final corner, because you're braking and turning and downshifting all at the same time. And Psychodynamic heading towards the line to complete the lap. What's it going to be, and does he improve on where he is at the moment? Doesn't look like he has managed to improve on his lap time there. He stays in 1st place at the moment, which he'll be pretty happy with, I am quite sure of that. There is Rip Grosso in 2nd place, so he's managed to get back into the lobby and back on the track, and he is now coming through the final corner now. Can he improve? He's 2 tenths down at the moment, so he's got position to improve. Can he do it this time? He's getting a bit of a slipstream off of Dirge ahead, and he goes across the line and he's unable to improve, and the end of the session is now here. So it looks like Psychodynamic is going to be the pole position sitter for race 1. We are going to be in for a very interesting race round Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. So we'll keep an eye on everything going on, and it is going to be a very interesting race indeed. So it is Psychodynamic from Ripcross, Lewis Ritchie's in 3rd, Cutler in 4th, Fred in 5th, Bigsy 6th, Skywars in 7th, and Scorpio Dirge is in 8th place. So the lights are coming on for the first time this evening in the Chloe Hewitt Cooper Cup with NXTGEN Racing. The revs are rising, and we are underway. The message there going back out from the lobby host, so we'll just see what's going on, but we'll keep up with the action just in case things don't happen that way, as Cutler's managed to jump ahead into the lead of the race very, very easily there, as some of them are backing out, seeing the message on screen. Ripcross coming up into Graham Hill Bend, trying to keep with him. Fredo in 3rd place at the moment, Mad Marshall in the 4th, surreptitiously 5th, and there you can see, yeah, we're going to have a restart here, so a few issues possibly for some of the drivers, meaning we're going to be restarting this first round. So we're just going to wait for a wee moment here. Hopefully all the drivers pick up, anyone watching the stream, there is a restart, and that is not good at all, but we are going to have a quick restart here. It is a new series, so things have happened, and obviously we have had the PSN issues in the last couple of weeks as well, so it's not the best idea, not the ideal scenario, but these things do happen, and we'll just keep the stream going as we are going, and just wait for the restart to come along in just a moment's time, and we'll just wait for that to come along. Just while we are waiting, just pop a little bit of music on in the background. We are just awaiting the restart of the first session. Looks like we're going to have to do another qualifying session. I'll try and find out what the reason was behind the aborted start as quick as I can do, and when I do I will bring it to you as soon as I know. But all going on the fly here. We've got another qualifying session. It's a quick 5-minute session, enough time for people to try and set a lap time. Dynamic won't be the happiest off the lot in that one, though, considering that he was on pole position, and obviously now with this restart he is having to start again. As I say, I'm going to try and figure out what's happened, because I don't know the reason, but I'd love to bring the reason to you folks that are watching, so that you know what is going on here this evening, and try and keep you up to speed with it as much as I can. But at the moment it is a restarted lobby with a new qualifying session of just 5 minutes here for the first race. Lewis is in first place at the moment, Dino Blaster in second, Fredo in third place, with Scorpio Dirge in fourth, who is doing a bit of laggy rally crossing. Come right by the camera stand there. Cuddles moves up into fifth place, and you can see a bit of action going on through Paddock Hill Bend. We've got third, fourth and fifth all in a different order, and the Psychodynamic back up into pole position at the moment as well. You see NGR Cuddles coming through Graham Hill Bend and down the hill. There's Mad Marshall in sixth place. He's got Lewis behind him, surreptitiously going through in the Scorpion machine in eighth place, saying they'll catch me if you can. Well, they're going to try to. The Plumster ninth place at the moment, Game Ranger in 10th, but he's coming up to the line to set a lap time. Now this is his out lap, this is his first lap now, so we're going to see how quick the championship leader can go in the GSbattery.com machine. So we'll keep an eye on his progress just now, following him through Paddock Hill Bend, down the hill one more time and into Graham Hill Bend. And we'll see what goes on, see if he can improve up the order from his first race starting position. Let's see what he can do. Throws it into the third corner there, down the bottom of the hill. And can he take the pole position away from Psychodynamic? Newcomer into the series here, missed the first race in Croatia at Dragon Trail. He's on top of the standings of 53.2 from the top guy, and we're about to go all to track in just a moment. It's a session that's about to come to end. Game Ranger comes across the line. Can he improve up the position from 9th place? He does, up to 4th place there. Lovely little lap time, getting him further up the order at the expense of the likes of Fred, Mad Marshall and Durge, as he goes off into the sand trap and decides to go a bit of beach hunting. Fred comes across the line as the race is about to start. We're coming up to the end of this quick qualifying session. Had a restart, as I say, still trying to find out the reason why. Fred stays in 5th. Mad Marshall crossing the line now, he's 6th place at the moment. Can he improve on his time? He does improve, but he doesn't improve on his 6th place. So despite the restart, Psychodynamic still takes the pole position. You've got to think he's going to have to be the man to beat here this evening, if that is the case. You know, put a little bit out there by the restart of the race, and he still manages to put it back onto pole position. So we're going to take two here for the Chloe Hewitt Cooper Cup on NXTGEN Racing, round 2 of the series, and we are at Brands Hatch Indy Circuit for the second round of this championship. 2 races tonight. This is a short race, everyone on medium tyres, no wear at all in this part here, and the lights are on for the start of the race. You can see the revs rising at the bottom, and we are underway, and it looks like a good start there from Psychodynamic in third place. NGR Game Ranger is fighting away to get by Dino Blaster there as they come up into turn 1 and down through Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. Mad Marshall having a look at Game Ranger as well as they come up the hill. Dino Blaster's trying to look up the inside there of the leader, but he's going to have to pull out of that move there and fall back into line. And you've got Lewis missing behind Game Ranger in 4th, Mad Marshall in 5th, surreptitiously up to 6th place there. Fred now fighting with surreptitiously going through the downhill section, but Fred has managed to take that place away from the Glaswegian, and you can see NGR Cutler there coming up from through the back there, already up into 8th place at the expense of Bigsy. Ripcross will be coming through the field as well. He's got Bigsy right behind him there, and that's pushed Cutler wide onto the gravel. A little bit of a push there for Cutler, and he's dropped down to 11th place at the moment. We jump back up to the front. 1, 2, 3 over the line, pretty close together. It's Psychodynamic, Dino Blaster and Lewis Riches coming down through Paddock Hill Bend for the second time. Game Ranger not too far off. Fredo has got issues coming along, and Lewis goes up the inside of Dino Blaster into Graham Hill Bend. A lovely little move there from the green and black car there. Lewis Riches up into second place, Dino Blaster down into third as he comes down the hill for the second time. 15 lap race. Game Ranger doing rallycrossing off in the background as Fred in the background there has managed to get ahead of Mad Marshall for 5th place on the track at the moment. Coming through the final couple of corners now into Clearways and into Clark Curve. It's still Psychodynamic out front. Lewis Riches in second, Dino Blaster in third. They come across the line one more time, and here we go on board with Lewis, and we can just look back, you can see there is Dino Blaster and there is Psychodynamic up ahead. Can he make a move? Throws it into turn 1, using all the curb, but you can see Psychodynamic getting very wide on the way out there. We jump back to the outside cameras as we come through Graham Hill Bend for the third time. There's the Game Ranger still keeping ahead. Fred is now right behind him though, and that cheetah car is going to be looking mighty quick in just a moment. It'll be all over the rear view mirrors of Game Ranger. You can see that Lewis Riches has got Dino Blaster for company up ahead as he comes towards Clearways and Clark Curb. We've lost Scorpion Dirge in from the race at the moment, and Dino Blaster has to back out for the moment. Fred is still following just now as well, coming through to start lap 4 of 15 here at Brands Hatch. A lovely little race going on at the moment, and it is going to be a very interesting. We can see Dino Blaster trying to look to the outside of Lewis into Paddock Hill Bend, but he has to back out of it. Lewis covers the line well, and the Dutchman has to back out. He's been very feisty in the first couple of races, so expect to see some more of that as these races go on, and he has to try and find another way through at the moment. He's going to look to the outside now, coming down the hill, but has to back out of that one as well for the meantime. This is a battle for third place, the final, second and third place, so the 2 steps on the podium, and right behind, nearly a little bit of a touch there as they come through Clearways and into Clark Curve, and the Dutchman has got the run up the inside of Lewis. Can he get the move done? 150 horsepower, standard setups for everybody involved here. Can Dino Blaster get the move done coming up to Paddock Hill Bend? He doesn't have the speed to do so. He has to pull back in for now to try and get a slipstream. Lewis is able to take the place. Dino using all of the grass possible to get away with it. He's picked up a little bit of a slowdown penalty for his troubles as well, but up the inside he goes, and that looks like a very nice move indeed, despite the slowdown penalty, as he jumps up into second place. And that was a lovely move there. You can just see as they were coming through the final corner and all the way up there, trying to get the replay pick up. It's not picked up where I wanted it as I learn these buttons, so we'll jump back to the live action. Lewis all over the grass there. Can he do anything about getting that place back from Dino Blaster? We've got, that's the Plumster there by the looks of it, off the track at the side, down at the back of the field. Oh, this has allowed Psychodynamic to get away, and he is now at 1.7 seconds clear. Can Lewis make a move on Dino Blaster coming into Paddock Hill Bend this time round? Game Rangers managed to get the slip, and Fred behind him, 4th and 5th. Dino Blaster drifting it through Paddock Hill Bend on lap 6. Can Lewis get a move done coming up the hill now? No, he's had to pull back in for the meantime and drops back, still in 3rd position. All of this is allowing Game Ranger to catch back up. You can see Fred there in 5th place. There is Ripcross in 6th place, making some nice progress through the field. Cutler's got Mad Marshall for company at the moment, over 7th and 8th as he come down the hill towards the bottom end of the track. Cuddles in 9th place, running as far wide as the track will allow him, and there is surreptitiously in 10th place. We've got Bigsy in 11th for a slowdown penalty. Scar Wars going wide, and so is the Plumster, but he's now a lap down on the field as he runs about back to the front. And look at Game Ranger now, he is right behind Lewis coming up towards Paddock Hill Bend for the second time. We're going to jump on board with Lewis's car. Dino Blaster's got it very wide. He's going to be in good control to hold that one. Can he hold the place off? He's there somewhere. There he is. There is the Mintex machine. And Lewis manages to take advantage of the mistake there from the Dutchman and jumps back up into second place. But Game Ranger is going to see if he can make a move now on the Dutchman. These two had a great battle at Dragon Trail last time out 2 weeks ago in round one. Now it's going to be another lot of fighting between the two of them, this time over third place. But Dino Blaster fancies taking second place back from Lewis, and this is going to be very interesting as they come down towards Paddock Hill Bend. We are halfway through race number one here, Chloe Hewitt Cup with NXTGEN Racing. We've got some exciting battling going on. We've got Fred still in fifth. Chloe's brother has joined us for this week. It's absolutely brilliant to have him along as well, and he's right up there in fifth place at the moment, so we'll see what goes on. Hello to Casper in the chat, another one that I know of, AOR F2. He joined us the last time out as well. Lovely to have you along, my friend. He won yesterday as well with a fantastic result from him, commentating that on Sunday evening. So if you are interested in AOR's channel, you will be able to see links in my playlist somewhere. But we're going to concentrate on this battle here. It's Lewis, Dino Blaster, Game Ranger, 234. Coming through clearways into Clark Curve for the 8th time. Psychodynamic though has gone. Game Ranger's gone wide there through clearways, and that's going to allow Fred to catch up. Dino Blaster is going to try and get the chance to move forward, and here goes the Dutchman. Can he make the move? Lap 9. These guys are now 3.2 seconds behind Psychodynamic. So this is allowing Psycho to just disappear up the road. He's got the fastest lap as well, which is going to gain him an extra championship point also for the fastest lap if he maintains that towards the end of this race. Lewis holds off at the moment. We're going to jump back to Game Ranger, who's got Fred just behind him there in the leopard print Chloe Hewitt car. And they're using all the curb possible coming through the bottom of the hill. Are those different cars compared to last race? This is the GTSport Mini Cooper Cup, Casper. The other one that you joined me on last week was on Project Cars 2 V8 Supercars. So that's maybe where you're mixing up. But these are the same Mini Cooper Cups as it was from 2 weeks ago on Monday night. So that's what we are in. Stock setups, and you have... Excuse me a second, I nearly lose my place. Stock setups, 150 horsepower, 1050 kilos for all cars, so it's all down to the driver. Fred getting very wide there. That's going to allow Ripcross the chance to jump up the inside. Can he make the move done? The Dutchman looking up the inside of Fred, and they're bumper to bumper, door handle to door handle, but it's still good clean racing as they come down the hill, and Fred's got the inside line for the next corner. Will Ripcross stick? Oh, he's lost it. He's managed to hold that very nicely indeed though, as he manages to control the car. Let's have a look at that again. They come down through Paddock Hill Bend. Fred just got it very, very wide indeed, and you can see there as Ripcross came up the inside and got the move done. You can see there side by side one more time and down the hill, and we're just going to see Ripcross in a minute just gain control of the car back up. We're on board and he just gets it on the grass very, very sideways, but he manages to collect it up very nicely indeed, so he carries on for the meantime. And you can see there that is what I believe to be Game Ranger. No, that's Engineer Cutler now having a go at Ripcross. So very, very much not what he wanted. Lost a lot of time there. Momentum is the big thing in these cars. Cutler looks to be inside of the stand-up to cancel machine, the A Reeves Motorsport car. Looking good at the moment, albeit down in 7th place. So we're trying to move up the order pretty quickly. Will Cutler, he's got the Dutchman in his sights coming up towards clearways. Battle up here. Lewis has managed to get a bit of a gap to Dino Blaster, so he's got about a second. They're 3 seconds clear of Game Ranger in 4th, and then it's Fred in 5th, Ripcross in 6th, he's got Cutler behind him in 7th, Cuddles in 8th, and Chloe Hewitt's car is sitting on his own. He's got 5 seconds either side of him nearly. Scar Wars and the NXTGEN machine is in 9th. Rounding out the top 10 is Bigsy, as we can just see there. That is Plumster running wide at the back there, and here comes Mad Marshall and surreptitiously having a fight through clearways as surreptitiously gets it sideways. Mad Marshall just catches the rear end of him going through there, but no spins, no problems there ongoing. We need to jump back up towards the front though. It looks like these two, I've seen it on the map there, these two are getting very close on the track. Ripcross trying to hold off Cutler for 6th place at the moment. We're on lap 12 of 15, the first race of the evening's proceedings, and we've only got a few laps to go as the leader is about to start lap 13 of 15, so 3 laps to go as they cross the line. And Cutler's looking very quick through clearways and through the Clark curve. Can he make a move on the Dutchman into Paddock Hill Bend? It's a very hard place to pass, but it looks like he's got the slipstream to try and do it. He looks to the inside. Is he going to be late on the brakes down into Paddock Hill Bend? Oh, Ripcross right across the bows. And good control there from the Dutchman. That's going to allow Cutler the best chance to get through up the inside. Ripcross cuts him off, squeezes him onto the curb, and a little bit of a bump there, and the Dutchman holds on for dear life for now. He's got a battle on his hands going on there. Mad Marshall is going to have the attention. That is not Mad Marshall, sorry. Scarwar's going to have the attention of Bigsy before long. And Mad Marshall has managed to get away from surreptitiously, who's going off in the background there and nearly into the sandpit one more time as Lewis crosses the line to start his 14th lap now as we're coming into the final stages of this race. Ripcross has managed to pull away a little bit from Cutler. He'll be happy at that coming into the final parts. But up front, this man, on his debut in the series, missed out round 1, has been pretty peerless as the Plumster goes wide onto the grass again. He's coming through to start his last lap in just a moment. And you can see there he's got the fastest lap of the race as well. If I just bring up the timings very quickly, you'll be able to see 1 minute 53.1, and the nearest to that 53.2 is 53.3. So he's got the beating of most people at the moment, and he is looking pretty good for the race victory here in round 1. Round 2 is a different story though. There's much more at stake there in terms of strategy and tyre choice. And on to the final lap now. Ripcross Cutler Fredo's dropped down to 7th, so he's had an off-track skirmish somewhere along the lines that we've missed out on. I've not got a replay set far enough back to pick that one up, so he's dropped from 5th place down to 7th. That's put Ripcross up into 5th place, and that is Cutler going wide there down through Paddock Hill Bend, so that's going to allow Fred the chance to catch back up to him, and he goes up the inside. Lovely camera shot here into Graham Hill Bend, a lovely little move up the inside. He puts that one into 7th place. Now we're just coming through, you can see what happened to Cutler on the replay real quickly. He just loses it coming down and through the final first corner of Paddock Hill Bend. Caught the grass on the inside, caught the gravel on the outside. That did all it was needed to allow Fred the chance to just sneak up the inside. A lovely late braking move, and he gets the place done. But we jump back to the live action, and Psychodynamic has crossed the line in 1st place, Lewis in 2nd, Dino Blaster 3rd, Game Ranger in 4th, Ripcross in 5th, Fredo takes 6th place, Cutler in 7th, Cuddles in 8th. Here comes Skywars across the line to take 9th. 10th place will be NGR Bigsy. He takes 11th place. 10th place, sorry, NGR Mad Marshall will take 11th. Plumster's already finished 13th, couple of laps off the pace. And the last one across the line will be the Glaswegian of Surreptitiously. There goes Mad Marshall over the line, and surreptitiously crosses the line in 12th, and the final runner. So the first race of the Chloe Hewitt Cooper Cup for this evening's proceedings goes to Psychodynamic on his series debut. He takes the 1st place pole position, fastest lap, and the win. It's a grand slam for Psychodynamic, and a lovely race from him. So absolutely fantastic stuff for him. And we will now have a quick little interlude while we wait for the second race to start. We'll have a quick qualifying session before we have the race. Now the next race, 30 laps for the next race. 10 times the tyre wear, 8 times the fuel, 70 litres start, and you can pick any tyres you want. So strategy becomes a big thing in race number 2. Dark Sykes in the chat, hello there my dear friend, good to have you along, and I have got the keyboard as you can see as well now, so we're getting some of the replay stuff. Casper saying it would be good to see those in the F1 game. Yes it would be, but my job keeping up with you guys is hard enough, and then it is trying to put the replays into place. So there you go with that one. But what I'm going to do just now, I'm just going to put a little bit of music back on in the background while I take just a quick wee second to get my breath. And we are back. You can see the lobby has been set back up for the next race. A little bit of qualifying to go with first of all, of course. One more time, I'm just going to catch back up with the chat comments because I don't have the chance to do both at the same time because I'm playing the music through my phone. So there you go. Casper, yeah, I'm sure you'll be back in time if you're going for a shower, but we didn't need to know that one, mate. Thanks very much. But yeah, so qualifying there for round 2, and as I say, you've seen the details in the chat going on, telling you what you need to know about the race. I'll just go back to them just now so you can see. It's a 30 lap race. We've got choice at any tyre you want, from super soft up to hard. 10 times tyre wear, 8 times fuel depletion, and a 70 litre starting tank. Looks like Lewis unfortunately won't be joining us for the second round after a lovely finish in second in the first race, so it's a shame that he looks like he's maybe going to have to call it a night, as he's saying there as he disappears. So it's a shame to see Plumster's left the room as well after having not the best of first races there off the track quite a few times, so hopefully he'll be back along. Everybody's got to start somewhere though, so don't panic my friend, it will come to you. But out on the track, NGR Cutler not too happy at the restart he'd race first time round there, put him towards the back because he wasn't able to get out and do enough in terms of qualifying, so he's out early doors for this qualifying session for race number 2. And let's see, can he do anything in that Reeves at Motorsport machine coming through the fast section? Let's have a wee look and see what goes on. Can he do anything? What kind of time is he going to do? So 53 seconds seems to be the sort of time that most people are looking at in terms of being a decent lap time. So Cutler's going to be the first one to set a lap time. It's not going to be the quickest one, it's a 55.0, so it puts him pole at the moment. So let's have a wee look and see. So grid order, of course I'm being silly. Sorry, my apologies. It's a reverse grid for race 2. Of course it is. So this is just a quick practice session to allow the guys to catch up. See what happens when PSN goes down. You miss a week. Forget all the lobby settings. But yes, it's a reverse grid for race 2, so that's even more exciting. So Psychodynamics got to start at the back this time round, and that's going to make things very interesting. We're going to get a lot of action as we watch him and the others coming through the field. Ripcross is going to be another one to watch. He finished in 5th place, if I remember rightly, in race 1. You can see there, it's just set at 53.5 at the moment. Game Ranger is another one to look out for, 4th place in that first race. He will move up to 3rd place. Looks like Dino Blaster has to disappear as well. Obviously some of them, like Dino Blaster, are in Central Europe, so it's obviously an hour ahead, and depending on real life work, maybe having to go. So it's a shame to see the Dutchman will be leaving us before race 2. Such a shame that's the case, because he's quite far up in the championship standings. So if he is disappearing before the end of this, that is such a shame to see. We're going to be underway in about 4 or 5 minutes time now for the race number 2. You can see the guys just getting an idea of what's available in terms of Dino Blaster getting it very sideways into the sand one more time. But you can see there Mad Marshall's gone on to super soft tyres. Some of the others are still using the medium tyres. Tyre wear will be an issue in race number 2. Race number 1 is just medium tyres, drive the wheels off it, there's no problems. Race number 2, tyre wear's turned up, fuel depletion is turned on. So it's going to make for a very interesting race. We're going to see, I would say, at least maybe 2 stops, depending on how aggressive some of these guys want to go with their fuel saving and conserving strategies here. So it's going to be an interesting race for sure in just a few moments time. Quick practice session though. This is the Chloe Hewitt Cooper Cup on NXTGEN Racing. This is round number 2 from Brands Hatch Indy, and this is going to be race 2 about to start very shortly. Guys just having a quick warm-up session before the start of the second race, giving those who need a chance to just take a wee break, wee breather, chance to get a drink, wee catch up, whatever it is they need to do. You can see they're surreptitiously coming out using the hard tyres at the moment, so he's going to try and see how long they can last. Game Ranger there in 4th place at the moment. Cutler is in 3rd. We go to Psychodynamic, who's in 2nd, and Ripcross has decided to have a little bit of a quiet moment out in the grass and then back into pit lane. So he is one to watch though. But Psychodynamic, race winner of race number 1, he will be starting at the back of the field for race number 2, and we're only a couple of minutes away from the green light in race number 2, so it will not be long now before we get back underway. only moments away now from race number 2 as this evening's proceedings. Got Rick Sick there in the chat. Same cars as last race, few missing however. Pleased with P2 in race 1, definitely. Obviously work does come first there. That was obviously Lewis in the chat. Got to say Lewis was the guy who done quite a lot of the liveries for this series, including this one here, the Game Ranger, the GS Batteries car, and Cutler's car, as well as, of course, it is also, we see Fred going through there, and he's got a variation of his sister's livery as well. But fantastic work from you, Lewis. Hopefully we'll see you again in another week's time, but thanks very much for coming along. It's a really good result with P2 in the first race. Now into the start of race number 2. We're down a couple of cars, unfortunately, due to time constraints, unfortunately, for a few of them, but we are in for 30 laps. Fuel and tyre wear are on in this, and the Plumster starts on first position, surreptitiously second, Mad Marshall in third, Big C in fourth. Your winner last time round, Psychodynamic, is at the back of the field, and we are underway for round number 2 at the Chloe Hewitt Cooper Cup. It's a lovely start from everybody, taking it nice and easy, heading up towards turn 1 of Paddock Hill Bend. Now what is going to happen here? This could be very interesting indeed as they come down the hill. We've got a bit of barging going on already as they come up towards Paddock Hill Bend. Who's going to make the move? Who's going to be able to jump ahead and get ahead? It looks like Mad Marshall's going to be the one to try and take position. We've got bumping everywhere. Oh goodness me, Cutler's round. Something's happened there to Cutler. We'll see if we can find what went on in just a moment's time. That has dropped him down to the back of the field. Big C has dropped down in 9th place at the moment, battling with Surreptitiously just now coming through the bottom of the hill, and we've got cars going off everywhere. Cutler's dropped to the back row. Something happened to him and he's dropped down the field. Game Ranger picking up a bit of a penalty for time cutting. Mad Marshall leads from Scar Wars. Game Ranger in third. The Plumster fourth. Is going to go backwards in a minute if he's not careful. Here comes NGR Cuddles and Chloe's machine. He's traking up the inside line. He's through there, and Psychodynamic already up to 5th place from the back of the grid. They're getting a bit bumpy going through there. They're up at the front. It's getting bumpy as well. We can't jump away too much. We're going to have to jump back to these lot. Look, 3 wide into Paddock Hill Bend. This can't work, and Plumster backs out of it. Cuddles loses out to Fred, and Psychodynamic up into 4th place. We're back up to the front there. Marshall getting pushed by Game Ranger, who gets past Mad Marshall. In fact, it was Scar Wars. It's similar machines, orange and black. Marshall loses out. Game Ranger through, and Psychodynamic now in 4th place with Fred in 5th, and Psychodynamic going up the inside. A little bit of a love tap there on the rear bumper of Mad Marshall. Can he get the move done? It's a very tricky corner through here, left right chicane almost, and now braking for clearways, but Psychodynamic's got the move done. Fred is making his way through. The bump on the way through with Mad Marshall. It looks like Fred's going to get the move done, and Chloe's brother showing that he's not too bad of a dab hand when it comes to racing in this as well. But Scar Wars is out in front. Game Ranger second, Psychodynamic in third, Fred fourth, Mad Marshall fifth, Cuddles in 6th place, Big C in 7th, Surreptitiously in 8th place. You can see they two there fighting it about. Ripcross in 9th, just behind. Then you can see the Plumster with Cuddles, Cutler, in 11th, just making his way through into 10th place now. Coming up the hill to Paddock Hill Bend, Surreptitiously and Gripcross are having a bit of a battle. Plumster goes wide and stays out of the way at NGR Cutler, who just set the fastest lap of the race. As he comes down, there we go, just behind for 8th and 9th, Surreptitiously and Ripcross having a bit of a ding-dong in the background. That was Plumster going wide in the background. Cuddles is going side by side as well, with NGR Big C coming through into clearways, and Big C up the inside. Lovely late braking move there from him, and just behind also is Ripcross going up the inside Surreptitiously as well. So good move going on there from both of them. We'll jump back and see if we can just catch a little bit of that replay action there from those guys. Here goes Surreptitiously. He's caught the grass and got it sideways there. That allowed the Dutchman in the stand-up to cast machine to just sneak up the inside there. Lovely little move from him, and that was an easy passing place done nice and simply there. Moving it back towards the front. Here goes Game Ranger just in the nick of time. We jump back to the live action. The Scar Wars having to defend, and the NGR machine, the GS battery machine, is wanting to get a move on. And here we go, he moves, makes a little bit of a love tap on the rear bumper, coming up into the last couple of corners into clearways and Clark's Curve in a wee moment's time. And the Scar was really cutting it. You can see he's picked up a bit of a time penalty there for that one. Really pushing it as much as he can. You see Fred's picked up a bit of a penalty. Here comes Psychodynamic, their race 1 winner this evening, is coming up behind, and can he make any moves on the Game Ranger into Paddock Hill Bend? You can see Game Ranger's going to the inside line already to defend, pulls to the outside line there to take the racing line, holding off now the race 1 winner. So all's going on. You did miss the start, Casper. There's an interesting Game Ranger, sticks it up the inside, door handle bumping there with Scar Wars, and he's now going to have Psychodynamic trying to make his way through on the outside, but he backs out. Now he's going to try and cut back through and underneath. Scar Wars flashing the lights there, maybe not too happy at that, and Psychodynamic has sneaked through as well. Let's see if we can jump back and see that move. This is him coming up, so it's a bit further back than what I would have liked it to have been. We'll just follow this one through and see, because there was a little bit of a bump going on there, and I don't think Scar Wars was too chuffed at the move just made by this man Game Ranger. We'll just follow on the bumper cam. You can see there's Psychodynamic in the background. So Game Ranger gets nicely out there. Game Ranger gets a nice run up the hill, and then late on the brakes up the inside, Scar Wars turns in. Game Ranger's already there, so a bit of a racing incident for me. He's got right to be a bit annoyed, but he's obviously, Game Ranger was already making the move, and there's nowhere to go. He's got to go somewhere, so that is the move done. Game Ranger into the lead. Psychodynamic in front. Fred's up to 3rd place now, so good move. He's obviously jumped his way through Scar Wars while we're watching that replay. Bigsy in 5th place. He's got Ripcross now making his way through, and can he get up the inside? The Dutchman's on the move, 2nd in the championship before we started tonight, and he's going to go through on the inside and then round the outside. Lovely little move there from the Dutchman, and he's through up into 5th place. And Cuddles now is the next one to try and have a look at Bigsy, so you'll need to be very careful indeed, because before long you might have some interesting company from the car behind, which is of course Chloe's machine in the Mini Cooper Cup series. We've got lap 7 now. Let's just have a look at these. You can see here the fuel, so that is Bigsy. He has got just over a quarter of a tank, about 30 a tank there. We'll go to the front. Game Ranger's about a 30 a tank. Psychodynamic's got a little bit more in the tank than Game Ranger. Fred's got just over a quarter tank, as has Scar Wars. Ripcross has probably got the best tank of the lot out of that top 5, nearly up to halfway through. He's on soft tyres, medium tyres for Scar Wars, as it is for Fred and Psychodynamic, and Game Ranger on the soft tyres as they pass Plumster and lap him for the first time. And that's the Plumster now a lap down on the leaders. We're on to lap 8 of 30 here. NXTGEN Racing's Chloe Hewitt Cooper Cup series at Brands Hatch. This is the feature race, 30 laps long, tyre wear and fuel wear on. So we're going to see pit stops within about the next 3 to 5 laps, I would say, possibly quicker than that. But as you can see, fuel wear is going down pretty quickly indeed. These two have jumped away 6 seconds clear of anyone else, these two. Fred in first. Fred Hewitt is Chloe's brother. He's having a go here tonight. That's Scar Wars off doing a bit of rally crossing in the background, and he's managed to get back onto track, but he's lost out of place to Bigsy there, so hopefully there was no bumpy bargee going on between those two to cause that one. We'll just see if we can jump back and see what might have happened to them. Not too far back for that, so I'm still learning these replay controls. I will get them one day. Jump back to the front here. Fred coming through, and here it goes. Scar Wars. Can he make the move on Bigsy into Paddock Hill Bend? He's got the inside line. He's going to... Oh, a little bit of a bump going through. Pushes Bigsy into the gravel. He won't be too chuffed at that. In the background, Cuddles goes wide into the gravel as well, but Scar Wars gets through in the meantime. So that's Scar Wars through into 5th place there. And that is, I don't think Bigsy will be too chuffed at that. A little bit of a bump going through the corner. We'll just jump back. You can see the move here from onboard Bigsy's car. Up to the chase camera so we can see it in full detail there. And you can see there Scar Wars getting up the inside line. Yeah, just understeered a wee bit wide. Bigsy will probably be a bit annoyed at that, but it's just understeer by the looks of it. and he manages to get through. He's not finished yet. Game Ranger and Psychodynamic are still out in front. Ripcross in third. Fred, it looks like, must have jumped into pit lane. Yes, he has indeed. There he is. So he's the first one to make a pit stop, and he's going on to medium tyres one more time. Game Ranger's managed to pull 4 seconds clear of Psychodynamic, so something's happened to the race 1 winner, and he's dropped back now. He's still got 5 seconds to this man, Ripcross, in third place. So he's still not too bad at the moment. Scar Wars and Big C are still fighting it out through Clearways and Clark Curve. Now will we see one of them maybe coming into the pits? The top 3 have gone on. These guys are going on for another lap as well. Fred, you can see they're just in the distance, just coming out of pit lane after his pit stop. The only problem with the Brands Hatch Indy circuit, when you make a pit stop, you go a lap down pretty quickly due to the nature of the short lap. Lovely camera shot though. You can see their Game Ranger going through in the distance as well. And here goes Big Z up the inside. No, he backs out of it in the last second. Scar Wars manages to take the inside line and hold it off for now. Cutler is coming up behind these two, so these guys are going to want to be careful before long. What does the penalty slowdown mean? It's an in-game penalty given by the virtual Charlie Whiting, Casper, as in terms of corner cutting. The game forces you to slow down to avoid gaining an advantage, so that is the reason why you see slowdowns above the names of the drivers, and I'm expecting to see a few of these guys heading for pit lane at the moment. Scar Wars leaves it very late. That would have been a penalty in any other series. Ripcross though has carried on, so he is carrying on. We'll see him in, I'd imagine, next lap. He goes on to the lead of the race. Cutler now moves up into second place. Now we've seen Ripcross do this in round 1 and it worked to fantastic effect for him, and he took the win in the second race at round 1 at Dragon Trail, so he's looking to repeat that there. We can see Mad Marshall has gone on to super soft tyres. Big C, Scar Wars, Psychodynamic onto the medium soft tyres for Game Ranger. So we're seeing the pit stop action going ahead now. Ripcross will be in this lap, I would imagine, as would NGR Cutler and Surreptitiously. I'll just watch if the Dutchman in the stand-up to cancer machine pulls into pit. No, he's going on for another lap, so he obviously feels he's got the fuel to do it. It's not in the red yet. Those tyres are looking a bit second-hand, however, as Fred moves up into 4th place after the pit stop phase, so he's gained massively from that. We'll just see where it is. Mad Marshall's still in pit lane, as is Big Z. Big Z now coming out of pit lane, so he's now moving out of pit lane. Psychodynamic coming out as well, so there the pit stop phases have taken effect now. Surreptitiously into pit lane from P3. The Glaswegian is now in pit lane and changing tyres. So his best lap time of 57nd lap. And he will come out. Here comes the race leader, bound to be pitting this lap. The tank is now flashing red on empty, so we're going to see him and Cutler into pit lane this. In fact, Cutler could go for another lap, and that could make the difference in this race. Ripcross has carried on. That tank is on its last legs. You must feel very confident in that car to be able to do that, but Cutler's still in second. Fred, during the pit stop phase, has moved up into 3rd place. Here he is coming up to lap NGR Mad Marshall. He has gained massively from that. Scar Wars is in 4th place. Cuddles in 5th. Game Ranger 6th. Big C 7th. And Psychodynamic down to 8th place and dropped back quite a bit. So definitely something's happened during the pit stop phase, because there's been a bit of shuffling going on. Fredo's the big gainer up to 3rd place at the moment, and he is the gainer. He pitted first, so you probably have to do 2 stops, but he is the biggest gainer at the moment as Ripcross finally heads to pit lane. That tank is pretty much on empty. Cutler goes on for another lap, so he's got just enough in the tank to carry on and do another lap just yet. And Ripcross into pit lane as Scar Wars there has got NGR Cuddles looking to the outside of him. These guys are a lap down due to the pit stop phase technically. Cutler still to pits, and up the inside goes Cuddles. Can he get the move done? There's door handle, and Cuddles gets that move done, but Scar Wars is going to try and cut back up the inside, but he can't get it done there. Game Ranger's in the background there, but a lovely little move from Cuddles. Let's go back and see that one more time as they come through Paddock Hill Bend. We jump back to the Chloe Hewitt machine doing its driver proud. There is Cuddles, and we can see he goes down the outside. He gets a better run out of Paddock Hill Bend up the inside and just makes the move. A little bit of a door handle rub, but he gets the move done. Star Wars tried to cut back through up the inside but couldn't get it done. But Star Wars has actually managed to get back through, and Game Ranger now is right behind them as well. So Star Wars, while we're watching the replay, jumped back ahead into P3. Cutler is now in pit lane as the Plumster is ghosting away and getting into the sand trap there. And Star Wars makes his way back through. Cuddles trying to get through one more time, having done it once already. There's Big C and Psychodynamic, who's dropped back the race one winner and not having the best of luck in this race. The battling is all here at the moment as Cutler is still in pit lane. It basically puts Fred into P1 at the moment, and the sister of Chloe Hewitt running the same sort of livery, albeit in a leopard print instead of the zebra print, and he now takes over the lead, having been the first driver to pit. Star Wars goes into second place. Here he goes, Star Wars into second, Cuddles in third, Game Ranger in fourth. We're going to have to watch Game Ranger because he's looking pretty feisty behind Cuddles, as Cuddles goes pretty wide there, coming through Paddock Hill Bend up to Graham Hill Bend. Star Wars got enough of a gap where he can pick his braking point, pick his own choice. Not got the attentions of Cuddles or Game Ranger. Game Ranger though, oh, he's got a better run out of Graham Hill Bend down the hill. Cuddles has got the inside line, a little bit of a bump there, and he's just managed to hold on to it. A bit of a racing incident, I would say, that one there. Game Ranger going for the outside line. Cuddles maybe just not realising how much of a run he'd actually got there. A little bit of a bump there. Thankfully no major issue in terms of someone going off the track, so thankfully they can carry on. There's Bigsy and Psychodynamic coming through there in sixth place through clearways. So Fred Hewitt leads the Chloe Hewitt Cooper Cup here, round 2, race 2. We're about to jump back somewhere because I've just seen some action going on, and it was these two. It was Ripcross and Mad Marshall. Looked like they were going side by side almost through Paddock Hill Bend. As we jump back, Andrea Cuddle still chasing down Star Wars, and Game Ranger trying to catch back up. Big C's going to have the attention of Psychodynamic in the attack. There is Psychodynamic with going up the inside line, gets a much better run out of Graham Hill Bend. Very easily done, and that is the move done for him. Big C drops back to 6th place as Psychodynamic gets a better run out of Graham Hill Bend up the inside. Nicely done from him. Cutler in 7th after his pit stop. He could possibly go to the end of the race if he played his cards right, but it's got a long way to go with 17 laps out of 30 done. We're over a halfway through already. There is surreptitiously in 8th place. You can see there he's 57.1 his last lap time. He's a lap down on the field at the moment. Ripcross in 9th place. The Dutchman is a lap down at the moment, 54.0. He's definitely got some pace though, if he can keep going. Mad Marshall, as Fred, the race leader, has run wide out of Graham Hill Bend, manages to get back on track after a bit of rally crossing, but he's lost a bit of time. You can see Star Wars now has managed to gain some time as Fred getting a little bit ragged, picks up a 4 to 10th of a second time penalty to slow down and lose out on. He'll be able to do that when he hits the brakes, but Star Wars using the grass and a little bit more there to try and go up the inside into clearways as he tries to get the move done. He's pushing, he's really pushing, and Star Wars has got that move done. Fred getting a little bit wide. Star Wars has got his own time penalty to get rid of as well. They're coming up on Mad Marshall in 10th place to lap him. Game Ranger watching, taking a watching brief. Cuddles is into pit lane for his pit stop. Fred using the grass there. They're all taking as much liberties with the track limits as they can. Look out for Game Ranger. He's going up the inside here. Can he get the move done? Late in the brakes with Fred. That is a beautiful move from Game Ranger, the championship leader, coming into tonight's proceedings, and he gets through into second place. Let's have a quick look at that again. Coming down through Paddock Hill Bend, just got a much better run on Fred, and up the inside there and easily through into second place. So lovely move from Game Ranger to get the move done, and up into second. He's now going to chase after the lead of this race, but he's going to be into the pits again soon, and I'm expecting quite a few of them to be in the pits again soon. Star Wars I'm expecting to be in within the lap or two. Game Ranger maybe the next 2 or 3 laps. And Fred has decided he is coming into the pits now. So he has got, you can see the helmet design there, a mismatch of Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc to what I could make out there. So he is into the pits, the first one to make a second stop. The NGR machine leads with Star Wars. Game Ranger though right behind in the GSbattery.com machine, and he is really on a charge, wanting to consolidate some more points in the championship. Plumster has ghosted out there as he is being lapped, and Psychodynamic now up into 3rd place. And here comes Game Ranger coming through clearways. He's going to try and get the run. That's what he needs to do. He just needs to be patient, get the run. They're going on for at least one more lap. 20 laps in the books. Here we go, 10 to go. And can Game Ranger get a move done on Star Wars? He's done it once already. Let's see if he can do it one more time. He's got a good run coming out of Paddock Hill Bend. He's going for the inside line up towards Graham Hill Bend. Lovely sweeping camera shot here, and another good move into Graham Hill Bend from Game Ranger, and he takes the place. We'll have a look at that one more time. Coming through Paddock Hill, he just took the wider line in, so he got better at the apex, better run up the hill, and then up the inside line into Graham Hill Bend late in the brakes, as he done a few laps previous, and he makes the move stick, and he is now into the lead of the race. With Star Wars there, as we were watching that, sneaks back up the inside. We'll see if we can pick that up as he goes into pit lane. We can't see, it's too far back for that one. Star Wars sneaked up the inside one more time before pitting, just to go, anything you can do, I can do as well. But he drops it into pit lane, so he is now in the pits. And he's swapping tyres, putting on another set of mediums. Bigsy is in pit lane as well in the AST suspension machine with the Care Bear helmet. Always nice to see. Ripcross in 6th there, surreptitiously in 7th, Glaswegian just behind. 8th place is NGR Mad Marshall. There he is in the Sparks machine. He is a lap down at the moment. 9th place is Fred, but he's made his 2nd stop from leading the race, so we'll keep an eye on his progress, because he could come back up the order before long. Cuddles has made another pit stop as well. He's going to try and go to the end, I would imagine. He's in 10th place at the moment. 11th place is the Plumster, who is in the pits, and NGR Game Ranger is heading for pit lane. The race leader into the pits for his 2nd stop of the race, as is Psychodynamic, so they're both pitting once again on the same lap. That'll put NGR Cutler back into the lead of this race, and look at his fuel there. He has got a third of tank to go. He's on the soft tyres, they're looking pretty decent. You can maybe just do a splash and dash here. It could work out pretty well for him, so we need to keep an eye on that when he does come in, so he will do in the Andy Reeve Motorsport machine. He jumps back into the lead of the race for now. Ripcross is in 4th place coming through at the moment in the stand up for cancer machine. Now he can go to the end of the race. Look at that fuel mileage that he is getting. He'd done this last time, as I say, at Dragon Trail. He can definitely get to the end of this race as far as I'm concerned, by leaning it out, so we'll keep an eye on him. He could be on for a 2nd feature race win in a row here. And Marshall in 5th place at the moment. I'll just have a look at his fuel gauge. He's got half a tank as well, so if he plays his cards right, maybe he can get to the end as well. Star Wars in 6th place, he's got half a tank also. He's got Fred coming up behind Cutler at the race leader, coming up to lap. But Fred just needs to keep it easy at the moment. He's got half a tank there. If he plays his cards right, he could make it to the end. So this race is not over by a long shot. There's still a lot to go on here. Cutler leads at the moment, but there's still a long way to go in this race. But that is your race leader, NGR Cutler, 54.8 lap time. He is in the lead of the race, but he's got a pit stop to go. Fred is looking a bit feisty behind, but he needs to remember he's a lap down at the moment, just to stay where he is and just keep doing what he's doing. Mad Marshall and Star Wars having a little bit of a ding dong up ahead. Oh, the Marshall gets it wide onto the curb in there. Can he hold off the NGR machine from getting through? Coming up towards clearways one more time. Fred looking feisty in the background. Star Wars looks to the inside. Marshall runs wide through clearways, through Clark Curve, and that was an easy move for Star Wars there. And up the inside he goes into 5th place as Cutler goes on for another lap. So he's got quarter tank. Is he going to push this to the end, do you think? Has he leaned it out? I think it'd be best to just let Fred go here at this point, to be honest. Doesn't need to be fighting that. Fred using the rallycross line to get through there. If we have a look at Fred's fuel tank, he definitely has more fuel. But is Cutler maybe leaning this out? That's a big ask for that one. Fred should be able to get to the end of the race. Cutler must be trying to just do it on a splash and a dash before the end, so that is going to be very, very interesting. Points are the same no matter which race, Casper, so it's 20 points for the race win, going downwards from there, 2018, 15, 13, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 onwards, and you get 1 point for the fastest lap of the race as well. So Cutler still leads. Psychodynamic is up into second place, so the second lot of pit stops have been more favourable to the race one winner than the first round were. Ripcross in third, Game Ranger has been the one to lose out in this round of pit stops, down into fourth place. Scar Wars is in fifth place at the moment. He's got the attention of Surreptitiously behind him, who is a lap down on him. Fred in sixth. Mad Marshall in seventh. You can see the race leader there just ahead of him. Big C's in 8th place, Cuddles in Chloe Hewitt's car in 9th, Surreptitiously, as we've just seen in the Catch Me Scorpio machine, in 10th, and the Plumster is in 11th place. He's a few laps down off the field, 4 laps at the moment. Now after this race, the field will be still one lobby, but will be split into Pro and Pro-Am classing, meaning that those that are towards the back will still have their own championship to fight for, while those that are fast will be at the front fighting for the top honours as well. So you've basically got 2 classes coming up from next week's race. Cutler carries on for another lap. He's got to be pushing this to the end. He must have that car leaned out as much as he possibly can, and if he can pull this off, this will be a bit of a tactical masterstroke from him. He was a bit peeved about the first race being restarted due to an issue I still don't know about at this point in time, but if he can pull this off, he's only got 3 laps to go after this, and this could be an absolute tactical masterstroke from NGR Cutler in the A-Rave Motorsport car. So we'll see. Either that, he's going to splash and dash it. I think now he's just got to go for it. There's no point in splash and dash, he'll lose the race, so he's got to be going for it, surely. Yep. Oh, Plumster nearly took the leader out there, getting sideways coming back onto the track. Fred has needed to come into the pits again, so I'm quite surprised at that. I thought he had more than enough fuel, still have a quarter tank to go, so quick splash and a dash. Right, it's a change of tyres actually for Fred, no fuel, so he's decided he didn't like those tyres any longer. 3 laps to go. 28:30 complete here. Next Gen Racing's Chloe Hewitt Cooper Cup on GTSport. If you do want to get involved, links will be left below to the site on Facebook, and you can join up. We've got races across GTSport, Project Cars to Assetto Corsa F1 2018 on a Thursday night, brand new league that is, had its first outing 2 weeks ago, and there's also Dirt Rally as well. And we've also just tonight Race Room as well, brand new to the site, round 1 going on at the moment for there. I don't think there's a stream for that one unfortunately, but that'll be a very interesting championship to see how that goes on for everyone as well. Penultimate lap, and Cutler is going to the end, and it looks like he has timed this to perfection. Hopefully I've not given them the commentator's curse by saying that. That is Big Z getting very sideways in the background as Surreptitiously takes to the beach in the background. He drops down to he's in 10th place. There is Cuddles, who's 9th. Psychodynamic in 2nd, 10 seconds though, so Cutler looks to have this one in the bag. Ripcross in 3rd, a long way back from Psychodynamic. The Game Ranger in 4th place, Scar Wars in 5th, and Mad Marshall in 6th place. So the field are a bit spread out, but here comes the race leader to start his final lap. And you can see the fuel gauge in the bottom right left hand corner almost there. It's just gone over to red. And has Cutler done this absolutely perfectly on a one-stop strategy, using the soft tyres? He's just taking it so easily on those tyres, and not really worn, especially on the right hand side, front is looking in much better condition than the left hand side front, and the fuel is just ticking down towards empty, and it looks like he has made an absolute gem of a tactical decision here. You're a bit peeved about the first race restart, dropped him towards the back when he could get a clean lap in the second qualifying, but he has done absolutely brilliant here, and he's going to take home full 20 points for the race win in the second race of round 2, and a brilliant tactical race from Cutler. Crosses the line and he wins here at Brands Hatch Indy. Star Wars slows down so he doesn't have to do another lap. Cutler wins the race. Fantastically done with the fuel. Psychodynamic comes across in second. Good night for him. Won the first race with the fastest lap and takes second position in race number 2. Ripcross will take third place. Scar Wars is in 5th, Mad Marshall 6th, Big C 7th, Fred in 8th place. Here comes Ripcross on the podium one more time in the stand up to cancel machine. Another good result from the Dutchman. The final one to cross the line will be Game Ranger in the GSbattery.com car. He takes 4th place. It was Scar Wars 5th, Marshall 6th, Fred in 8th place, Big C in 7th. Cuddles comes across to take 9th place in Chloe's machine, so that's more points for him. Surreptitiously he's already finished in 10th, and Plumster crossing the line, he takes 11th place. But there is your winner, NGR Cutler, with a tactical masterstroke on the fuel, getting that car right to the end. Look at that fuel tank, pretty much on fumes. But there is your finishing order, and it is Cutler who takes the win, and a brilliant win that was indeed. And I've got to look at that NGR sticker, prominent there on the pink overalls of Cutler. So there we go, fantastic stuff. But that is it for night number 2, round 2 of the Chloe Hewitt Cooper Cup here on NXTGEN Racing. Thank you to all who have joined me during tonight's stream and have got involved with the chat as well. If you are wanting to see any more, I am back tomorrow night on Project Cars 2 V8 Supercars here on NXTGEN, so I'll be back at 8 o'clock for that tomorrow. And if you want to see the next round of the Chloe Hewitt Cup, it will be back next Monday night, 8:30 for round number 3. But that is it from me. If you do want to see more, hit the subscribe button, you'll be notified when my next videos go live. Hit the like button as well. But thank you very much to you all for watching, and until next time, my name's Andy, I'll see you again soon. Ta-ra.